What's going on, guys? You got Kwasi here for Kwasi Media Network and Kwasi Animation Studio. Well, some things I want to talk about. First off, I want to talk about the condition of the channel. So, I've been working on a feature film and a series to come up. If you've legitimately been looking at the channel, if you're new here, then check out those things. Looking through the videos. I don't really live stream here anymore. If I do live stream, it will be on Twitch. Don't really like live streaming on YouTube anymore, mainly because um, I'm not getting anything from it. I'm not getting anything from Twitch, but the engagement on Twitch is a lot better. Uh, but that's not why I'm here. Why I'm here is to talk about the condition of the channel and why I'm going to give you a snippet of what I'm doing, and then you can go to Patreon. Again, my Patreon is free with the option to support. It's the same thing here, but the difference is there I'll get it. Like if you send me something or whatever, I'll get that. Here I'm not gonna get that. Okay. So what I want to do is go through, and I'm going to try my best to make it as easy to comprehend and hear and see and all those other things on how to go about building your film, scene structures, other things like that, right? So one of the things that I realized was I wasn't exactly sure on how I wanted to structure scene structures, folder structures, things that will help you figure out how to film your idea, right? And a lot of people's questions a lot of questions I get asked are questions that aren't necessarily playing into that. And so I'm going to make this clear in this video. I am not going to answer questions about things that have nothing to do with what I'm doing. If you want to learn that thing, someone made a video about it. I didn't. Okay. A lot of questions I get are use case, meaning that if you have a gimbal lock issue, or you have not a gimbal lock, but you have an issue like the textures didn't want to act right. This is not the channel. There's a channel for that. Go look at Default Cube or Blender Guru. They talk about those things. I do not, because I'm not here for that. This is animation studio. So this is talking about animation. This is talking about how to get your film done. And even in the animation, like, I'm not here to tell you how to rotate something or give you timing tips. They have channels for that. Sir Wade and a lot of other channels. Yeah, they may be my users or whatever, but it's all exactly the same thing. So it doesn't have to be specific to Blender. Okay. And so I just want you guys to know that I didn't leave the channel. Channel's not dead. I'm dealing with more and more quote unquote. I'll use the words. Excuse me. Trying to think about how to put that. I'm doing more and more human generated stuff, but when I do those things, even then, I'm also limiting the amount of things that I'm presenting, right? Because I'm noticing a lot of people wanting me to tell them things that I'm not doing. I'm just not doing those things. So I can't give you information about something I'm not actually doing. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to give you information about things that I know I'm not physically doing. So one of the biggest things that I want to kind of that I want to give you guys is how to just get from point A to point B, and not all of the drama tech and all of those things where it's like, okay, well, you need this, you need to do this. It's like, no, everything I do except for the rigging stuff is free. I'm not doing it. I'm not using any extra paid add-ons. I'm not in here utilizing some sort of crazy technique. Everything that I'm doing is Blender specific, native Blender. Because even the add-ons of native Blender is just a one click. It's like auto rig doesn't do something that Blender doesn't already do. This is just auto rig pro. I mean, auto rig pro. This is just rigify on steroids. That's all. So that's what I'm here for. I'm not here to try to impress anybody or confuse anybody or make anyone think that I don't want to answer their questions. But when I find that, like every other channel that it does this type of stuff, this channel wasn't originally built for this. I originally built the channel as an unlisted set of videos for the sake of showing people the work that I'm doing behind the scenes for everything that goes on my main channel. And most people will tell you, well, that's how you get other people from here to there. No one's from over here. Not, let me rephrase that. Less than 2% of the people over here have migrated over to the other channel to look at the end result, because they don't care about the end result. Most of y'all don't really give a fuck what I'm making. You just want to answer to your question, so you make your thing that no one's going to give a fuck about. Because let's be real here, if most of the things that are getting a lot of attention here on YouTube are things that already exist and somebody's making a version of it saying it's their own version or it's fan made. But that means that our creativity has become 100% mediocre, and it's less than mediocre actually, so it's just beneath that. But like a lot of y'all want to talk about AI, but there's a lot of the AI isn't the major slop out there. The major slop out there is the majority of people making things that for some reason somehow is getting attention. It shouldn't get more than one view, and that's from the person that made it. It's not an opinion, just the reality of it. Yet I'll sit here and work for hours on something that's a minute and a half to 20 minutes, and 13 people watch it, and 13 of those people I actually know, and I'm not even telling them about it. They don't even know I made it. They don't even know I dropped it into, because they follow on the YouTube already. So I'm not here to help you get to some $1 million thing. I'm here to help you get your project done, meaning I will show you things that I do the way that I know how to do them, and hopefully it helps you. That's the only point in this channel. It's nothing else.
Just send our people a few hundred credits.
Because most people are doing,
We had to find a new hacker.
like when they're doing stuff like this, a lot of times what's happening is that they're making something that is 100% clickbait. Or if they show you this, they're doing over exaggerated actions or whatnot, and that is the toon style animation. They're not doing realistic stuff, right? I don't do the toon style animation, so again, there's people for that go over there. Most of those people want you to go to their Patreon and pay them, $30 a month to tell you how to rotate a fucking hand. Like for instance, this is the character's animation, saying its mouth, and then because I know this top one is for his face, and then the bottom one is for his body, so we go in and we click it. This is all his body motion. So it's just one of those things where it's like, this is why I do what I do, to help people get to that place. But I'm not here to pretend like what I'm doing is groundbreaking. I'm not here to pretend as if I'm doing something that no one else is doing. And a lot of people are doing it. It's like, well, I'll show you how that you can't talk about something you've never fucking done, or you haven't worked for those people. How can you tell me how Disney did a thing and you don't work there? You didn't work there. You never have. You don't know what the fuck they did. So, because a lot of those places are doing things that you call cheats, and the whole thing is cheating. First off, if you're doing anything in 3D, you're automatically cheating because you didn't use real practical things. You didn't use real people, this, that, and the other. You can't get photorealism. You got something that's almost photoreal. So it's almost photorealistic, because once it's photorealistic, then it's just reality, right? So anyway, I'm making this video, like I said, just as this is what I do. This is what I don't do. Again, I'm going to annotate and or record some of the process just for the sake of helping, but I do intend to make more human generator videos, but there's not really a lot to talk about, because the majority of things that people want to know are just things that they have to figure out on their own because it's use case. I don't know anything about Unity to tell you how to get a human generator model in there, when the human generator characters and the entire suite was built solely for Blender. If you're not using it solely in Blender, look at outside sources. If you're using Unreal, just use the metahumans. Yeah, they suck, and the process to utilize them sucks, and to get clothing on them sucks. And I mean sucks. It's not an opinion. It actually sucks. I've done it on a very high-end computer and a low-end computer, and it sucked both ways. So yeah, I say use DAS, but getting hair into Unreal turns into a whole fucking ordeal. If you use something like Godot, I use Godot. It's not much of an ordeal, but there are issues, and that comes with the way that the engine reads shaders, and it's just that simple. So, you may have to create a model that's specifically built to be in those engines. Asking me, you're literally looking at a tree and trying to call it your mother or father. it's you're wasting your time there. Don't ask me. I am not the place for that. I tend to answer comments as best I can, but when you start asking me questions that have nothing to do with what I'm doing, I'm just gonna fucking ignore you. So with that being said, man, nothing but love. This wasn't supposed to last 10 minutes.